This blue background is our sales revenue for 2018 with product ID down the rows and names across the column. Let's use index and match for single condition lookup, two conditions, and multiple condition lookups. For comparison, here are the VLOOKUP for single and two condition lookup. A lookup is to find the intersect row first, then column. The result is the intersect. For the row, let's use the match function equals match, open bracket, lookup value is product 3 in our example, comma. Lookup array starts from product ID down to the last row, total. Not just product 1 through 6 in the event that another user may insert another row outside of product 1 or outside of product 6, in which case our formula broadening the range to include the title and the last row will be dynamic enough that our formula will still work. F4 to lock in the event that this formula may be copied either down or across, comma, 0 for exact match and close bracket. 4 meaning it's the fourth position starting from product ID as 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's use the match function for our column. Match, looking up Hannah, lookup array starting from product ID to total, which are our bookends, F4 to lock, comma, 0 for exact type, close bracket. That means Hannah is the 7th position starting from product ID 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then the intersect would be row 4, and the 7th position gives us the answer. So let's put this to use using index match. Index. The array is the column where Hannah resides. Lock. Row number, the answer is this formula. Lookup value, product 3, starting from product ID down to total, lock, comma, 0, close bracket for the match, close bracket for index. 5220. That's it there. Let's use VLOOKUP to perform the same task. Product 3, table array, lock, column index number, that's the 7 here. 7th position where Hannah's column resides, and exact match would be a false, close bracket. Both formulas achieve the same correct answer. Let's do a test. F2, visual check, it's the full range. Doesn't indicate which column Hannah resides, nor does it indicate the column that product ID resides. Let's go to index and match. F2, this light blue is also indicated here within our data. The match is in purple as indicated within this range. Visually, it's a lot easier to audit. Let's do another test. Insert a column. For index and match, the formula is still correct because index is based on cell reference. It was column H and now it's column I after that column insertion. Coming back to VLOOKUP, the 7 is hard-coded. This 7520 is no longer Hannah because the 7th position starting from product ID, the new column, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, down Tyler, going down to product 3, that's our answer at 7520. It's no longer 5220, even though our title says Hannah, but F2 here, or it doesn't reference this word. So it's not looking for an exact match for the title. we could change this hard-coded 7 using the match formula that's already figured out here. So in this case, let's use VLOOKUP, look up product 3 within this range, lock, column index number. Rather than hard coding the value, let's use the match function. Match, referencing Hannah, lookup array starting from product ID down to the end, lock, 0 for exact match, close bracket for the match, close bracket for VLOOKUP. This is our correct answer. Let's delete this blank column, and we still have the right answer. We can do the same thing using index and match to reference two conditions, product 3 and Hannah. So let's start with the array starting from product ID, lock, row number is this formula, and column number is this formula. So match product 3, lookup array, lock, 0 as an exact match. Column number, it's this formula here, referencing Hannah. Lookup array from product ID to the end, F4 to lock, exact match is 0, close bracket on match, close bracket on index. Let's insert, insert, insert. The only one that fails is the VLOOKUP with the hard-coded value. Delete. This formula is better than this formula because this is dynamic. This formula is better than this formula because this looks at two conditions, both row and column. The equivalent of this is the index and match that does the same thing, product 3 and Hannah. There's an advantage of using index and match right through because the syntax are relatively the same, and it's a lot easier concept to grasp as we transition over to multiple conditions using index and match. Let's say that we want to include region into our lookup. Let's look for East and product 3 and Hannah. Index, product ID to the end. This remains unchanged. Row number, let's start with match, open bracket, 1, comma, index, open bracket, open bracket. So the first array is the region. This is our range, F4, equals East. Close bracket, asterisk, open bracket. For the next array, for the product ID, it's this range, lock that, equals product ID, and close bracket, comma, 0, close bracket for index, comma, close bracket for exact match for the first match. Let's check this formula. F9, it'll give us a pound not available. It's because we're looking for East, which we have, but we're looking for product 3 within East, which doesn't exist. It's only 4, 5, 6. That's okay. Let's Control Z, and let's finish our formula for referencing Hannah. Match, look up Hannah. It's the same formula as up here, starting from product ID to total. Lock, 0 for exact match, and close bracket for index. Enter will give us a not available error. That is because there is no product 3. So, just for demonstration purposes, let's change one of our products to be 3. So this formula satisfies a search for East and product 3, which is this line now. For Hannah, it's here. So if we want to change the reference to be John, there it is. We can change this to Garrett. There it is. Now notice that there are two Hannahs, this Hannah and this Hannah. In all of our match functions, it will pick up only the first match and ignore all subsequent matches. So that means this came first. That's why it's always going to be this column, ignoring this column altogether. Let's use index and match again for 2 row conditions and 2 column conditions. Let's change sales revenue title to just sales revenue. Let's put 2018 here and take it all the way to the end. That means we're going to look up for Hannah and 2018. The first half of this formula is the same as the previous example. Product ID to the end, total, F4 to lock, match 1, index, open bracket, open bracket. The first array is the region, the full range, lock equals East, close bracket, asterisk, open bracket again. Let's choose product ID for the next range to look up equals product 3, close bracket, comma 0, close bracket for index, comma 0 for exact match of our match. And now let's check this formula, F9, 7. That means East with product 3 is the 7th position from product ID 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this works. Control Z to undo. Now let's do the same using pretty much the same syntax here for our column. Match 1, comma, index, open bracket, right through to the end to the total. It's the date row. Lock equals 2018. Close bracket, asterisk, open bracket. Let's look for Hannah within this range, product ID to total, F4 to lock, equals Hannah, close bracket, comma 0, close bracket for index, comma 0 for exact match, close bracket for match, close bracket for index. If the first row starts from product ID, the second row has to start from product ID and ending at the same position as the previous row. Enter. So this row satisfies East and product 3. Going all the way down here, Hannah, 2018, and the answer is 2030, which is here. Now let's change this date and make it 2019. Let's look up 2019. There it is. We can even change this name to make it Connor. Connor doesn't exist because it's 2019. There is a Connor, but that's only 2018. Let's change this to be 2019. Yes, we have an exact match. That satisfies 2 conditions for the row and 2 conditions for the column. Let's do one bit of housekeeping. Let's expand on the formula bar. Now this formula looks a little long. Let's clean this up by putting match on a separate row Alt-Enter. Let's put the cursor right in front of this match, Alt and Enter again. And that last bracket is to close off the index. Let's put this on a separate row. Now, our match function for the row and our match function for our column, now it's a lot easier to audit. Column A, region. Column B, product ID. Row 2 is our year, and row 3 is our names. Enter. Let's do the same thing for Garrett. This is a bit of a shorter one. Just match and match. The first one, column A, is a region looking up east. Column B is a product ID looking up product 3. And this second match is the lookup for Garrett within row 3. Excellent. Let's now go to the index and match 2 conditions formula. Currently it's looking up Hannah. What if the lookup is Hannah 1? It doesn't exist in this range. That's why we have the #NA sign. It would be nicer to have our error handling function if NA wrapped outside of our index and match formula, comma, double quotation, close bracket, meaning if there is an NA, then show blank. If there is not going to be an NA, such as Hannah, then execute the formula. This is a much cleaner look. And there you have it. Check out other videos in our Standardize This series, share with your colleagues, and thanks for watching.